The first position is called the athletic position. Notice how my knees are going to drive out, my feet are parallel with each other, my chest is up, my hips are going back. This is a fundamental exercise. All sports require this movement pattern, and it's used in a lot of strength training techniques. So get these kids in this position frequently. Notice how those hips really go back and that back is nice and flat. You can progress to a drop set. This is what I would do for kids if they're going to get into doing plyometrics. But again, it just adds a little more coordination. Can you get on your tippy toes? Can you come off the ground just slightly? And then can you land with your knees out, chest out, in this really good athletic position? Watch the kids as they flare their feet out. Try to get those feet pointed forward, because that's going to help them with their running mechanics. The next position is the running position, starting from the bottom. So with this, I want you to focus on opposite hand, opposite knee, right? We're pushing our hips back, leaning forward, which is going to give us a better position and better utilization of our hips. And we know our hips and our ankles control that knee. So we want to stay out of that knee kind of caving in or going across the body. And you do that by using those glutes to kind of push that knee out. Just like if you're getting that athletic position and you're pushing your knees out, do the same thing with this. Use your hips to drive that knee out. You can go down and stay in that position for a couple of seconds, come back up. Really try to focus on bending both knees and driving that shin forward. The front leg, that shin has to go forward. That's what's going to help you propel forward and get into a running start. The next position is going to a high or a top running position. Notice how that knee comes nice and high, those toes come pointed up. Again, opposite hand, opposite knee. And then you can kind of start to transition back and forth to add a little bit of coordination, a little bit of balance. And just don't have them do the motion. See if you can stick these positions. Maybe have them hold it for a little bit. You can even incorporate kicking a soccer ball as you're doing that. The last position is going to be the cutting position. All right, there's a lot of cutting in soccer, and so this is great just to teach the basics of how do I plant one leg out and absorb with the other leg. So notice how my weight is predominantly over that bent leg. My hips are going back, right? So I can control that knee, right? And then you can start to add a progression by shuffling. Can I control and stick that landing? Can I go back and stick it again? And then you can do multiple shuffles back and forth for time. So those are the 4 positions. These are just positions that you want your athletes to master early on. So start it as soon as possible and just start adding it into your warm-up, right? If you just sprinkle it into your warm-up and get these kids exposed to that early on and often, you're going to see that eventually they're not going to have to think about getting in these positions. They're just going to react, and that's the ultimate goal. Just have the kids react and put them in the most optimal position so they can perform at their best. Thank you, and stay tuned. I'm going to send some more videos next weekend.